everybody, and welcome back to SC2VN. Last time around, we got a potential sponsor for our new eSports team, and now we are just gonna be practicing, because practice makes perfect, and all that. So, let's continue, shall we? Yo, what took you? What took you? We've been waiting on you for so long. Don't listen to him. He got here just before you did. Stunt scowls and sinks back in his chair. I try not to smile. Rava's in no-show again. Messaged me this morning that she wanted to stay in and ladder. Is Excel coming? I know Crash has the team league tonight. Nope, he mentioned that he has some last-minute build prep to take care of. Who are they playing again? Kane, I think. Right. There are a lot of advantages for players on a team. Recognition, housing, practice, salary, but getting to play in Team League is one of the biggest perks, period. A lot of young StarCraft talent breaks out in VSTL. Matches against top players are usually rare for those that aren't qualified for VSL, but not in Team League. For an amateur, a win there is more than a sign of good things to come. Did Excel tell you anything about his team's plan? Jet shakes her head before successfully snatching Stunt's phone out of his hand. She rolls it in the space between her fingers and returns back to me. Don't be so naive, Mach. Excel and I may be friends, but that sort of information isn't something you can give away freely. Stunt gropes for his phone, a pout set across his face. Jet dodges a few times before willingly relinquishing the device. Stop ignoring us, it's rude. Whatever, you quit lecturing Mach. Their eyes battle briefly before Jet concedes, glancing away with a dismissive gesture. Stunt savors his fleeting victory with a grin before dropping the phone to the table. See, originally I thought that maybe Rava and Stunt would have an ongoing rivalry, but I think honestly it's just Stunt and everybody. He's just one of those characters. He's just like, I am better than you even if I cannot prove it. It's rare to find someone willing to share their strategies openly. Maybe it's different in the foreign scene, but not here. I lost to an amazing one base all-in build on ladder a week back. Sent the guy a message asking for a few replays. He told me to kill myself. Oh my gosh, well, you're welcome to the internet. You don't need to look so pleased about it, sheesh. However, there's one exception. That being? If a foreigner eliminates a Korean player, our scene will sometimes band together and send replays for his next opponent to study. It's a matter of national pride at that point. Been that way since Brood War. That's a rumor I've heard before. Replays can be invaluable in preparing for a specific player. But what could be more useful than the exact reordering of someone's strategies and tactics? At least Jet has the courtesy to look vaguely apologetic. I nod, doing my best not to look too surprised. How much do Korean players practice for Team League? The same as the individual leagues, or...? Depends, not less. If they aren't taking home at least top 8 in Solo League. StarCraft may be a one-on-one game, but teams can't always be sponsored on the backs of individuals. Don't think that gives you the right to neglect your solo league. Admittedly, VSTL is secondary to VSL. If any of you fail to qualify, I'll make you a slave of my practice house. Cool your jets, Jet. I see what you did there. I see it. And have a little confidence in us. When you inspire confidence, I will. Remind me again how you placed in the last qualifier? Stunt wrinkles his nose and takes the opportunity to return to his cell phone game. Even between teammates, StarCraft's competitive nature thrives. Silence lingers until I decide to speak up, if only to break the tension. Why don't we go watch Excel play tonight? I'm sure he'll appreciate the support. They simultaneously glance up at me and then at each other. More silence. I'm just about ready to give up when Jet speaks. That's a good idea. I've been meaning to speak with Excel anyway. Sounds like fun. Let's bet on the games, though. Gambling? I shouldn't be surprised. You play Protoss after all. 25,000 on Crash. Ha! I'll take that bet any day. Wait, I'm not done. 25,001 on Crash, but if Excel all kills, you pay double. Stunt pauses, chewing over the odds with a contorted look on his face. All kills are incredibly rare. It's hard enough for one player to single-handedly defeat more than one opponent, let alone an entire team. With his decision made, Stunt slams a fist down hard enough to draw a few glances from a nearby table. Deal. The match won't be for another few hours, so you'll have plenty of time to regret your mistake while I'm kicking your ass. I want to try out this new build making the rounds called the 2 base Immortal All-In. The question's hysteric, or so they're saying on the forums. Hey, let's go. Hey, Mach, come watch and learn a thing or two about how to PvZ like a pro. That's useless to me. Oh, he doesn't wait for me to finish before bolting for an open PC. I'm left with Jet, who takes her time in joining Stunt. He's funny. Funny doesn't win games. Jet seems conspicuously pensive as she rises to head over to a machine. Just as she turns to leave, she stops and looks back at me. Mach. Oh, wait, what? Do you think that teammates have to be friends? Okay. What do you mean? The question is straightforward. Yes or no, do teammates need to be friends? I mean, I would imagine, but I don't play StarCraft 2, so I don't know. I imagine, yeah, sure. What? Of course they should. Why wouldn't you want to be friends with the people you live and practice with? It's not that simple. What are you supposed to do if your teammate can't perform and needs to be replaced? What if your friendship keeps you from offering honest criticism, the type that hurts to hear? Nobody's expected to be friends with their coworkers at an office job. You act cordial and work together to get something done, that's it. There's no reason that esports should be any different. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I mean, it's a fair question because there's not really any real right answers. I mean, everybody's gonna have their own opinions on it because there's good points on both sides. It's not the same. Can you honestly say that you'd be as motivated to turn around a losing set for a bunch of strangers than for your friends? Huh, you're not being realistic. In any case, you did well to recruit Stunt and Reva. I appreciate it. I'll take care of the rest. Be around go to the Golden Zone Fire every single day for the next week or so. And practice. Practice a lot. She answers my nod by taking off in Stunt's direction. Okay, so I imagine we're going to be doing a time skip soon, huh? Where is she? After all it took to convince her, Reva better not have changed her mind without telling me. Maybe she's the type to always be running late. This is the first time I've been back at the VSL studio since the qualifier. Reva's not the only one who feels out of place. I'm just about to send her another text when I catch the top of her head coming up the stairs. Get lost in the subway again? My apologies. This is the first time at the VSL studio. Oh, really? You've never tried to qualify or come to spectate? She shakes her head. That's a huge surprise considering she's local. It's easy enough to follow the VSL online, but nothing beats the live experience. Watching the round of 4 in person was one of the first things I did here in Seoul. Jet and Stun are probably waiting for us. Come on. Oh. Nearly every seat in the spectator arena of the VSL studio is taken. It's only with a wave from Jet that Reva and I are ushered past the back rows and into our seats over on the side. Stun is seated beside Jet and acknowledges us with a smile. With how differently the 4 of us are dressed, it'd be hard for anyone to tell that we're actually a team. Well, I guess technically we're not on a team yet. Not officially, anyway. With the thought in my mind, I looked to Jet and keep my voice low. Do we have a uniform planned? Oh, hell yeah, I want a team jacket! The uniform we pick comes out of the team's war chest. It's stupid for us to splurge when we don't have any results. Stunt's longing stare doesn't fade away until Jet focuses the glare in his direction. The production crew is busy at work behind the scenes. There are way more VSL staff members in the streamlets on. People with clipboards and headsets pace the studio frantically, moving from team benches to behind the booths and then back again. Excel sits on the end of the bench with the rest of Crash. Their coach, a balding man with small eyes, a red nose, and a clip-on tie, paces back and forth with his hands in the pockets of his blazer. Most coaches are usually retired players or have management experience. This guy has got either the latter or nothing. It wouldn't surprise me to learn he's never played a game of StarCraft in his life. The players of Team Kane sit on the opposite side of the studio. The coach is far more subdued and one that I actually recognize, an old B-tier Brood War pro that aged out of his ability to compete. Stunt leans over to Jet to whisper something, but before he could open his mouth, the Victory Star League's theme song cuts in to announce that the broadcast is about to get started. Korean Star Leagues have a weird fascination with alt rock. The same songs from my embarrassing freshman year playlist blast unabashedly to stadiums of eSports fans. The crowd's cheers die down, and that's really loud. The crowd's cheers die down only once the commentators give their introductions. When I look over my shoulder, I can see the table where they kept the 2 English casters. The duo is loved more for their laid-back banter than the game analysis, not that it's anything I'd change. There's no way for me to hear them without getting a headpiece that'll make me look like a tourist. I'll have to settle for the Korean commentators. Welcome to the VSTL. Today's first match is an exciting duel between Crash and Kane. Both are very solid teams that have been on the very beginning of StarCraft 2. I am eager to see whether or not they show us good games. This is the furthest that Kane has been since the beginning of the StarCraft 2 Team League. Crash will need to make it to the VSTL finals if they wish to share that accomplishment. Indeed, they have a challenging path ahead of them, but I am certain that they are capable of returning to their former glory. My thoughts are the same. Only one of Kane's players remains in the VSL, so they should have plenty of time to practice this match. Can the same be said for Crash? Certainly so. Crash's lineup is well tested and proven in the VSL. It's a sure bet that they have not neglected to prepare accordingly. Well, there won't be any jokes about cartoons from the 90s, but I should stay pretty well informed throughout the series. An array of multicolored overhead lights announced the first match. Polished motion graphics and meticulously collected player statistics whiz around the display at the front of the studio. The VSL studio really has the hype building down to a science. Who do you think Crash is going to send out first? Not Excel, unless they want him getting sniped right off the bat. I nod. A common strategy in Team League is to have a mid-tier player spend all his practice time preparing specifically for one heavy hitter. There are other things to take into account too, like the map or remaining opponents, but there's no doubt that Team Kane has one of their players ready to take down Excel. By the time I get Lance up at the stage, the first two players are headed into the booth. Excel remains on the bench, eyes set on the same screen as the crowd. It is starting. Sure enough, once the players have their settings prepared and the coaches give the go-ahead, the match begins. Spawning in at the 7 o'clock position for Team Crash is the blue Protoss player, Jangel. His opponent from Team Kane as the 2 o'clock base is Shing. Protoss versus Protoss. Close positions. This match won't last long. Mirror matchups are so stupid, PvP most of all. You don't know the intricacies. It can sometimes be really intense. Literally every strategy is a coin flip. PvP should be considered gambling and made illegal. PvP usually ends with both players on one base. The decision to expand is often too great of a risk, especially with the players as close as they are. More so than any other matchup, mind games are essential to securing an advantage. Reach too far with aggression against a balanced strategy, you lose. Go middle of the road against a tech build, you lose. Tech up against an attack, you lose. Yeah! Jangel and Shing have both opted for a 4 warp gate strategy. Prepare to watch these two clash. It will all come down to their control. Or that can happen too. Even with Jet's grumbling, Stunt looks like he's enjoying himself. After all, this is the type of game he loves. Rava's paying attention, though likely only to note the inefficiencies of Crash and Kane. Both of the Protoss players complete the buildings necessary for their attacks simultaneously, but it's the Team Crash player who's out of the map first. A proxy pylon for the Kane player's base will allow for quick frontline reinforcements. Things would be going perfect for Crash if not for one small problem. The attack was spotted. Rather than answering with his own attack, the Kane player is holding the unit's base back at home, and he's hiding half of them in a small corner of his base. I realize what's happening just as Crash player makes his move. Without the proper intel on his opponent, he feints in motion at his opponent's ramp in the hopes of learning what he's up against. But the Kane player doesn't even budge. No force field, no panic chrono boost, nothing. No defense at all. After a moment's hesitation, the Crash player charges up the ramp fully confident that he's caught the opponent in his moment of weakness. For a moment, it looks like it was the right move. He heads forward to disable the Kane infrastructure. And he has his exit cut off. The Kane player reveals his hidden units and surges into Crash Force. Even though the battle begins with the two at an even unit count, the force field preventing the Crash's player's retreat also keeps his reinforcements from joining with his main army. Despite the excellent unit control, the dwindling Crash army is devoured by the ambush. Jangel tops out a GG and the first game goes to Kane. Oh no, not Kane! Anyway, well, I'm gonna let you go for the night. Thank you all for watching. Next time on SC2VN, we should probably figure out if Excel did well in his match or not. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers by the end of 2016. So by all means, I'd love for your support in that endeavor. Like or dislike the video if you liked or disliked it, and then leave a comment if you want to offer some suggestions to me for future videos. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, I will see y'all later.